Hey friends, in this video I am going to show you another way of decreasing stitches or adding shape called the SSK, which stands for slip slip knit. It's in a few vest videos and it's just a really handy one to know. So potentially you've already seen the more common way to decrease, which is called K2 tog or knit two together, where you, instead of knitting one, putting your needle into one stitch and knitting, you would go into two stitches at the same time, stab two guys at the same time, come around and knit. That's called knit two together, and that's a really common way of decreasing. But today we're going to do another way called slip slips knit. And the cool thing about these two ways of decreasing is they give you the opposite effect. So a knit two together will give you a right leaning decrease, and a slip slip knit will give you a left leaning decrease. So that just means in terms of looks and shaping, it's great to know both. Okay, cool. So a slip slip knit is kind of exactly what it says. We're going to slip two stitches off the needle. So maybe something to talk about quickly first is when we have our knit stitches on the needle, I like to say if you just pull one off to see, it's kind of a big hook, and I think it is kind of like a stick man's two legs, and his left leg is always on the front of the needle. So if you're ever stuck, or if you ever need to put needle stitches back on your needle, you've just really got to make sure the left leg is on, because with something like a slip slip knit, what we do is we go in like we're going to knit, but we just pull that on, slip it onto the other needle, and we do that twice, slip slip. So we like we're going to knit, but actually we're just grabbing that stitch onto the other needle, and then we actually put it back onto our left needle, both of those. And what we were actually doing there is swapping the legs over. So now both of these stitches have their right leg in front, is kind of how I like to put it. So I'll do that again, flip the back around. Maybe I'll go in a couple so we're not dealing with this baggy edge stitch. Okay, so we've come in a little, done some knits, and now we need to slip slip knit. So we go in like we're going to knit, but we're just grabbing off. We go in like we're going to knit, but we're just slipping off, and then we slip them back on to that left needle with the other leg forward. And now to actually do the stitch, you actually knit into the back. So you come to the back of those two stitches, and you come around like your normal knitting, reel in like your normal knitting, and then throw off like your normal knitting. And that has given you a slip slip knit. So I'll do that again. So we're slipping, we're just going in like we're going to knit, but we just slip, go in like we're going to knit, but we're going to slip, pop them back on with their right leg in front, give it a bit of a zhuzh, and then we take our right needle and we're going into the back of those two stitches, into the back there, and then we're going to strangle, reel them in, throw them off the cliff. So that's a couple of slip slip knits, and that's how we do that decrease.